Hello students, welcome to Infinity Learn JEE channel. My name is Akshay Arora, and first of all I would like to welcome you all to this live session in which we are going to discuss a power series, and the topic for the today is sets, relations and functions, mathematical reasoning, statistics and height and distances. So these all chapters are known as the golden chapters of the mathematics. And why I consider these to be the golden chapters of mathematics? Because whenever a JEE mains paper is conducted, so the very first thing that you need to take care is you need to search for the questions which are belonging to this chapter, because these chapters are golden chapters and they will definitely help you out to bring out the best result. Suppose from this chapter you have a total of 5 questions, so it is my guarantee that you will be able to attempt these 5 questions in a minimum amount of time. So are you all able to understand why these chapters are really very important? Now suppose you put a stress on the topic calculus and you did around about 1000 questions from the topic calculus. Now if a question came in your examination of the JEE mains or JEE advanced, so definitely there is no 100% chance that you will crack that question. But if you practice 100 questions from these topics, you will be 100% sure of that you will definitely crack the question which is asked from these topics. That is why this chapter will be considered as a golden chapter of the mathematics. So 5 marks आपके पक्के if you consider this chapter to be a really important. Generally teachers won't taking much stress on these topics because the theory portion and the concept portion in these topics are very limited. So teachers do not put a stress on these topics. They even do not teach these topics. But according to the JEE mains, if a student is preparing for the JEE mains and he has to score good percentile, he has to score 99 percentile, 99.9 percentile. So definitely one has to excel in every topic, then only you will be able to get 100% marks. So definitely I would recommend all my students to keep a track on these topics because these topics are the golden chapters. So first of all, I would like to welcome you all to this live session in which my name is Akshay Arora and I am your mathematics faculty. In this particular session, we will be taking the questions of the JEE mains which are really very important for your April attempt. So April attempt is about to come. The very first date given by the NTA is 6th of January. 6th of April, sorry. Okay, January attempt is already over. Now 6th of April is the very first date, and I want to announce one thing to you that on 6th of April, shift 1 onwards, we will be coming live on this Infinity Learn JEE channel to discuss the paper solutions with you. And these paper solutions and the questions really will be very authenticated. These questions would be definitely those questions which would have been asked in the JEE mains 2023 April attempt. Okay, now how will I be able to track these questions? So I have the team of the people who would be standing outside the centers. They would be collecting the questions from the student, and as soon as we get the questions, they would be sending to us via mail or WhatsApp. And definitely as soon as we got the questions, we will be keeping the track on this digital board and we will be solving those questions. So this is a process that we would be following on 6th of April shift 1. So I would like to request each and everyone who are watching this video in a recorded format or on the live format, I request everyone to come live with us, join this live on 6th of April shift 1 for the paper solution discussion of JEE mains 2023 session 2. I can see Yash Pandey, good afternoon. Mohammad Wasim, good morning. Good afternoon, Mohammad Wasim. Dhruv, hello sir, hello beta. Ravi Chandran, good evening sir, good evening Ravi. So how are you guys? A very warm welcome to each and every one of you. And I can see many of the students are there in the live session, but I would request you to please put some comments if you are watching this live. So please put some comments in the comment section so that your teacher really gets motivated, and I want an interaction from every one of you. Okay, because this session is all about interaction. If you won't interact, then you won't be able to gain something from me. Okay. Moreover, I also like to inform you that we have a Telegram group, Telegram channel by the name Infinity Learn JEE. So just open up the app, Telegram app, and in the search bar you need to put Infinity Learn JEE and you will be able to actually sign in this channel. Why this channel is really important? Because we would be posting regular notifications of all the lives that we are conducting over here. We will be posting the PPTs of the live lectures, PPTs of the YouTube series, and the third most important point that I want to tell you, that any new notification that has been submitted in the JEE Mains website, that we will be informing you with the help of these Telegram channels. The link of this Telegram channel is already there in the description box of this video. So please go to that link and please join the channel of the Telegram. It's my sincere request. Moreover, I am also connected in that Telegram group, so you can like directly in touch with me in that Telegram channel. Okay, so the name of the channel I am repeating once again: Infinity Learn JEE. Yash Pandey, Mohammad Wasim, Dhruv, Ravi Chandran, and many more students who are live right now with me. Please put some comments in the comment section if you have joined this channel of the Telegram Infinity Learn JEE. Now moving ahead to the very first question. This is a very first question which is written in front of you, and this question belongs from the chapter sets. Now there are concepts of the inequality being used to actually do the solution of this question. So first of all, I would be giving you a time of 2 minutes or 3 minutes to attempt this question by yourself, and if you're not able to do this illustration, then I would be helping you out by giving you a proper solution of it. So first of all, you try and then I'll be helping you out. So start with the solution, bachcho. Start with it, and if you want to ask anything, you may ask. Srija Kotra, good evening sir, good evening. Okay, thank you Yash Pandey for joining the Telegram group, and very nice Srija. Srija, I just announced that we have a Telegram channel which is by the name Infinity Learn JEE. There is a link of that Telegram channel in the description box. So with that link you can join our Telegram channel. Okay, in the Telegram channel I am sharing the PPTs that I am taking in the live lecture. Moreover, I am giving you the notifications which are really important for the JEE Mains aspirants as well as the JEE Advanced aspirant. So I just want to tell you that till your JEE Advanced, we will be helping you out. We will be giving you a full hand-on support of all the study material which is really relevant for your JEE preparation. Now coming to the very first question, in the very first question there is a set A, and the set A consists of the elements of x which belongs to the set of real numbers. The x condition is given to you that modulus of x plus 1 is less than 2. There is another set B which is consisting of x, where x belongs to R. This is a set builder form given to you, and the property on x is x minus 1 modulus is greater than or equals to 2. Then which of the following statement is not true? So among these, which of the following statement is not true? This is the question that we need to follow. Alright, so how will I be able to do this question? In this particular question, what I can observe, the very first condition is given to you as x plus 1 modulus, okay, is less than 2. Now, whenever we have a property, suppose if we have modulus of x less than a, now in that case we will be writing the value of x between minus a and plus a, and if we have modulus x greater than a, then in that particular condition we will be picking up the values of a which are not the part of the given interval minus a to a. So I'll be taking these values. Okay, so accordingly I will be doing this question. Hi S Kumar, good evening. So let us start with this particular solution. When mod of x plus 1 is less than 2, in that situation x plus 1 lies between the interval minus 2 to plus 2. Now in this particular situation I am taking this plus 1 to the right hand side, so x less than 1, and here also I am taking this 1 to the left hand side, so it will be between minus 3 and 1. Are you able to understand this? If you are able to understand, then we will be moving ahead. Now there is another set B given to you, and in this set B it has been clearly mentioned that x minus 1 modulus is greater than or equals to 2. Okay, so how will I be able to attempt this question? So basically what I need to think about, if x minus 1 modulus is greater than or equals to 2, so there will be two cases for it. First case is x minus 1 will be greater than 2, and the second case will be x minus 1 will be less than minus 2. Since there is a sign of equality, so I will put the sign of equality in this particular solution. So here what we can do, I'll take this minus 1 to the right hand side, it will become plus 1. So x greater than 3 will appear, and also this minus 1 to the right hand side, it will become x less than or equals to minus 1. So this particular solution, that is a case 2, that is, I'm talking about the set B. In the set B, they are asking us to write -1 before -1 and +3 that is greater than +3. So this is the solution that we have got for the set B. And this is the solution that we have got for the set A. Now what is the question, my dear students? In the question, which of the following statement is not true? So basically, sometimes many of our students make a mistake. They didn't read this question and they directly give on the answer by considering this not true. They're not considering this not keyword over there. By this not keyword, they actually confuse you. Okay, so you need to make sure to read the question carefully and do not be in a hurry without even reading the question. You just put on the answer. Okay, so the very first is A minus B. Suppose if I try to subtract A set from the B set, so I need to subtract from A set the common part. Now what is the common part between A and B? The common part between A and B is -3 to -1 is the common part. Okay, so if I take the intersection of A and B, so the common part between A set and B set is -3 to 1. Okay, now if I want to write the value of A minus B, so I want to eliminate this common part, and in this interval if I eliminate this common part, I'll be left with -1 to 1, and this -1 to 1 will be, do you think that this is a not true statement? Tell me about that. Do you think that this is a not true statement? No, this is not this is a correct statement out of it. So that is why in this particular situation, here the common part is -3 to -1, and in this particular interval if I subtract -3 to -1, so I'll be left with -1 to 1. So that is why this statement is given to you as true. I hope you are able to understand how you got the A option. Not true nikal gaya tha brain se. Yes. Now coming to the second part, B part. In the B part, B minus A you need to do. So B minus A means from the B set, you need to eliminate the common part. So from this particular set, if I eliminate the common part is between -3 to -1. So from this particular set, if I eliminate the common part -3 to -1, so I will be left with -infinity to -3 and 3 to infinity. So -infinity to -3 and 3 to infinity, are they talking about this? No, they are not talking about this. This is actually -infinity to -3, and here it is 1 to infinity, not 3 to infinity, it is still 1 to infinity. That is why this is a false statement. If this is a false statement, so therefore B option will be the directly answer. Now, if you even check for the C option, they are talking about A intersection B, and this A intersection B we already have determined that is the common between this and this interval, and this is given to you as true. Moreover, if you talk about the union, that is A union B, so if you combine this interval with this interval, so you will be able to get all the numbers from -infinity to +infinity except 1 to 3, because in between 1 to 3 this particular interval also not exists and this particular interval also not exists. So that is why A union B is the set of real numbers except 1 to 3. This is also a true statement. So that is why B option will be the final answer for this question. Guys, are you all able to understand how I got the B option for this question? Tell me yes or no in the comment section, and if you want to ask anything related to this solution, so you can ask me. Tell me, hurry up. If you want to ask anything, just put a comment in the comment section. You can ask me about that. Can we go ahead for the next solution? All right, thank you. Hi Kasif Raza. So we are moving to the next solution now. This is also from the chapter sets, and let us see how many students can do this question. There is a set A which says that set A consists of natural numbers n. N belongs to the set of capital N natural numbers, where the condition on n is given to you that HCF of n and 45 is 1. That means there must be no common factor between n and 45. HCF of n and 45 is equals to 1. And there is a set B which says that the set B consists of 2k. 2k means k is here from 1 to 100. Now, what should be the sum of all the elements of A intersection B? Now, A intersection means what? Do you think that A is an infinite set? Do you think that because it belongs to the set of natural numbers and natural numbers are infinite, so there can be many natural numbers with which if I take the HCF of 45, so the result will be 1. There can be many. So A is an infinite set. Now B is a finite set, and if I talk about the definition of B, if I write B in the roster form, then the first element will be 2, then second element will be 4, then 6, then 8, and up till it will be the last element, that is 200. So B is a finite set. Now if I want to take the common between A and B, so definitely if I take the common between A set and B set, so definitely A intersection B, this A intersection B will be a finite set, I hope you are able to understand what I mean to say you. Now this A intersection B will consist of all those elements which are the part of B. A intersection B will consist of all the elements which are the part of B. Now they are asking us to get the sum of all elements of A intersection B. This is the question. Can you please help me out? Can you give me any suggestion to actually find the sum of all the elements of A intersection B? So let me help you students how to deal with this question. Very first thing is 45. So let us try to prime factorize this 45. If I take the factor 5, then it will be 9, and here we have 3, then it will be 3, and then 3 1. So 45 consists of 5 into 3 into 3. I hope you are able to understand how I have written this. We neglect 3k, 5k types of units in B. 3k, 5k types of units in the B. Okay, very nice, Yash Pandey. You are talking about the concept. Alright, so how to deal with this particular problem? And Yash, you forgot one thing. If I neglect 3k or 5k, if I subtract the elements of 3, multiple of 3, if I subtract the elements of multiple of 5, at that time the elements of the multiple of 15 will get subtracted 2 times while we are subtracting 3 and while we are subtracting 5. So that is why I need to take care of those elements also, because those elements which are of the category of 15, multiple of 15 are subtracted 2 times. Moreover, also Yash, I want to tell you one thing, that this B set consists of the elements of multiple of 2. They are not the natural number from 1. They are the multiple of 2. So if I want to get the answer, sum of elements of A intersection B, so the very first thing is I will be taking the total multiple of 2. Okay, so it will be 2, then 4, then 6, up till last will be 200. Okay, so these are the multiple of 2. Multiple of 2 means these are the elements which are written in the B set. Now from this particular B set, I will be first eliminating the multiple of 2 and 5. I will be first eliminating the multiple of 2 and 5. Because one thing, Yash, you need to make sure that if you subtract only the multiple of 5, okay, then that particular set will be that which is 1 to 100. Okay, from 2 to 200, we need to consider a multiple of 2 as well as 5. So that means it can also be written as 10. So multiple of 10 will be what? The first will be here, it will be the first one, that is 10. Then the second one will be 20. So I am writing 10 plus 20, then 30. And the last one will be 200. These are the multiples of 2 and 5 or 10. Okay. Now we are subtracting another set which are the multiple of 2 and 3. Now see, I want to eliminate the multiples of 3. I want to eliminate the multiples of 5 from this set, but this set already belong to the multiple of 2. So that is why I am writing here multiple of 2 and 5. That is why I am writing here multiple of 2 and 3. Because I need to eliminate from this set the multiples of 3. So that is why I am writing multiple of 2 and 3. Now 2 and 3 will become 6. So here we are writing 6, then it will be 12, then it will be 18, and the last one. So before 200, if I talk about the multiple of 6, do you think that 198 will be eliminated? Yes, it will be till 198. Now from this set and from this set, what I observe that I am subtracting multiple of 2 and 5 from here, and I am subtracting multiple of 2 and 3 from here, then definitely the multiple of 30 will be subtracted 2 times in this particular set also and in this particular set also. So from here I am adding multiple of 2 and 5 and 3. So that can be written as the multiple of 30. So the first element that will be written here will be 30, then 60, and the last will be 180. So here I am applying a plus sign in between because these are the sum of the elements that I am talking for. So in between I am applying the positive sign because I need to add these elements. Are you all able to understand the concept that I am applying over here? So basically this is the sum of arithmetic progression. This is also a sum of arithmetic progression. These are the arithmetic progression series, and we just need to apply the formula of SN to get the sum of all the APs. Moreover, you might get confused in finding the number of terms. Suppose here we have total. See, here we have 2, 4, 6 up till 200, and I want to get the number of terms. So this will be becoming the nth term, and here we can also apply that concept that if I need to write the multiple of 2 out of these 100 terms, because these are actually the number of terms as 100. So directly here I will be writing number of terms as 100. Now I want to just take the multiples of 5, 2 and 5, that is the multiple of 10 out of it. So if I want to take out the multiple of 10 out of it, so I will be dividing it by, so because I want 10, 20, 30 up till 200. So that is why these will be the number of terms 20. I hope this is also clear to you. Here also you can find the number of terms. Here also you can find the number of terms, and then you can apply the sum of arithmetic progression, and easily you will be able to get the answer. So the final answer for this question after actually adding these all will become 5264. So then the sum of all the elements of A intersection B will be 5264 over here. I hope you are able to understand how we got the answer of this question. One of the student, Jaideep, has given the response about 832, but 832 is not the answer of this question. So that is why please make a note of this answer. The final result will be 5264. Guys, are you all able to understand what concept I have used here to answer this question? If you are facing any of the problem in understanding, do let me know. I'll be teaching you again. I'll be telling you the concept again. Okay. And if you are new to this session, please put a comment in the comment section that hello, hi, good morning, good evening. Any comment you can put in the comment section so that I'm able to recognize you. Now moving ahead to the next question, here is another question in front of you, and in this question we are observing that let R1 and R2 be the relations on the set from 1 to 50 such that R1 consists of P comma P raised to the power n. These are the very important questions that I am taking from. For making the arithmetic sum easy, we can take the major multiple common. Absolutely, very nice. So this can also be done and yes, you are right here. For this particular series, I can take 2 common. From this series, I can take 10 common. From this series, I can take 6 common. And from this series, I can take 30 common. Very good. All right. Thank you for the suggestions. And here we have R1 and R2. These are the relations. And the set is from 1 to 50 such that R1 is P comma P raised to the power n. R2 is P comma P raised to the power n. Now, in this particular R2, we are only taking the value of n as 0 or 1. And in this particular R1, we can take any value of n which is greater than or equals to 0, but it should be an integer value. I hope you are able to understand both the relations. So these are the ordered pairs which are given here. Now what is P? P is a prime number. So the very first thing that if I want to make a set of the prime numbers from the set 1 to 50. So what all are the prime numbers from 1 to 50? So in this particular situation, the very first is 2, then 3, then 5, then 7, then 11, then 13, then 17, then 19, next is 23, next is 29. Please let me know if I miss any of the prime number. Okay. The next one is 31, the next one is 37, next is 41, and next one is 43, and the next one is 47. So these are the list of the prime numbers. So it is the first one, 2, 3, 5, 7, 11, 13, 17, 19. Then we have 23, 29. Then we have 31, 37, and then we have 41, 43, and 47. Now can you please count all these prime numbers which are written in front of you? These are 3, then 3, 6, then 3, 9, then 3, 12, and then 3, 15. These are in total 15 prime numbers in the list of 1 to 50. Now if I want to make a relationship where n is greater than or equals to 0, suppose if I take the value of p as 2. So if I take the value of p as 2, it will be 2. Then here we have 2 raised to the power 0. Then 2 comma 2 raised to the power 1. Then 2 comma 2 raised to the power 2. Then it is 2 comma 2 raised to the power 3. Then it is 2 comma 2 raised to the power 4. Then it is 2 comma 2 raised to the power 5. Now can I take 2 raised to the power 6? No, I cannot take that, because 2 raised to the power 6 will become 64, and 64 is not the part of this set. So I just need to take x comma y. These x comma y will belong to these particular set. Okay, because this relation is defined on this set, so the domain part will be only this and the codomain part will also be this. That is why we only need to take 2 comma 2 raised to the power 5. We cannot take 2 raised to the power 2 comma 2 raised to the power 6, because 2 raised to the power 6 will be 64 in this particular situation. Okay, one of the student Panditji official has joined. Hi beta. Next, if I want to take 3, so 3 comma 3 raised to the power 0, then 3 comma 3 raised to the power 1, then 3 comma 3 raised to the power 2. I'm just checking for the relation R1, okay. Then 3 comma 3 raised to the power 3. Can I take 3 raised to the power 4? No, I cannot take. Next is 5. 5 comma 5 raised to the power 0, 5 comma 5 raised to the power 1, 5 comma 5 raised to the power 2. Can I take 5 cube? No, I cannot take. Next is 7 comma 7 raised to the power 0, 7 comma 7 raised to the power 1, 7 comma 7 raised to the power 2. Can I take 7 raised to the power 3? No, I cannot take that. Next is 11 comma 11 raised to the power 0. Here it is 11 raised to the power 0. Next is 11 comma 11 raised to the power 1, and next is 11 comma 11 raised to the power 2. Can it be taken? No, 11 square cannot be taken in this situation. So from 11 onwards, and 13 also, and 17, then 19 up till 47, from here to here we will be only forming two ordered pairs, that is 11 comma 11 11 raised to the power 0 and 11 comma 11, then 13 comma 13 raised to the power 0 and 13 comma 13, then 17 comma 17 raised to the power 0 and 17 comma 17. Okay, so these are the ordered pairs that I can be making from this 11 series. But before that, from 2 we are making 6 ordered pairs, from 3 we are making 4 ordered pairs, from 5 we are making 3 ordered pairs, from 7 we are making 3 ordered pairs. So 6 plus 4, it is 10, 10 plus 3 plus 3, it will be 16, and 16 is up till 7. Okay, now after that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Now in this case 11 into 2. So here we have 6 plus 4 plus 3 plus 3, and then we have 11 times 2 over here. Okay, why 2? Because after 11 we will be forming two ordered pairs. Now the number of elements in the relation R1 will be 6 plus 4, 10, 16, and here we have 16 plus 22, which gives me the result that is equals to 38. I hope you are able to understand how we got the result 38. So here 13 onwards all will be cancelled. Okay, and why do you think that 13 onwards all will be cancelled? So because here we have prime number p and p raised to the power n. Okay, so why do you consider why we cannot take 13 comma 13 raised to the power 0 and 13 comma 13 raised to the power 1? So from 11 onwards, 11, 13, 17, 19, they will form two ordered pairs in the relation R1. Is that clear to you? Sir, usually यही varieties की problem mock में भी solve नहीं हो पाती. Okay, don't worry, I'll be helping you out from this. Now from this R2, if I talk about the relation R2, these are the explanation which is written here for the R1. For R2 it is very simple because we need to take only two values, n is equals to 0, n is equals to 1. So in this particular ordered pair, if I take two values for every prime number, 2 comma 2 raised to the power 0, 2 comma 2 raised to the power 1, 3 comma 3 raised to the power 0 and 3 comma 3 raised to the power 1. So what I'll observe here, these are the 15 prime numbers. Number of elements in the R2. Number of elements in the R2 will be how many? So these are 15 and 15 into 2. So it will become 30. So here I was observing total 38 were present and here in the relation R2 30 will be present. Now the number of relations in R1 minus R2. That means from this list of R1 I want to subtract all the ordered pairs of the relation R2. So 38 minus 30 will give me the answer of this question, which is 8. So 8 will be the final answer for this question. I hope you are able to understand, and yes, you are absolutely right. Your answer is perfect. And I hope you are able to understand how to do this question. Okay. Many of the students might not be comfortable in these type of problems because they are looking very hard. But if you try to attempt these questions, now you, after understanding the solution, you might be finding this solution to be very easy. So that is why these type of questions are really important for you guys. Okay. Now moving ahead to the next problem. Here is another problem in front of you. There is a relation R1 which consists of A comma B ordered pair, and that belongs to the set of n cross n. That means you need to use only the natural numbers. Here it is clearly mentioned that modulus of A minus B is less than or equals to 13, and there is a relation R2 that is A comma B from n cross n. It is been mentioned over here that modulus of A minus B is not equals to 13. Now then on natural number, we need to check which of the statement here, A option, B option, C or D, which of the statement is correct. So how will I be able to check this? So let us talk about the first particulars, R1. In R1 it is clearly mentioned that A minus B modulus is less than or equals to 13. So the value of A minus B will lie between minus 13 to plus 13. I hope you are able to understand this. Now in the second R2, we are observing that A minus B modulus should not be equals to plus 13 as well as minus 13. I hope you are able to understand R1 also and R2 also. Now let us pick up the examples to actually check reflexive, symmetric and transitive. Because if a relation is reflexive, symmetric and transitive, three of it, then we can say it belongs to a equivalence relation. Now in this particular situation, suppose I take A comma A. I am talking about the relation R1, okay, for R1, and I am checking reflexive. If I am checking reflexive, that means I need to take A comma A. So in this particular situation, do you think that A minus A belongs to this interval minus 13 to plus 13? Yes. So it belongs to this interval. So that is why it is a reflexive relation. Now the second one is, if A comma B is part of the relation, if A minus B modulus is belonging between minus 13 and plus 13, then do you think that B minus A will also belong between minus 13 and plus 13? Definitely yes. So that is why this particular relation will be symmetric as well. So the R1 is reflexive, R1 is symmetric. Now I need to check for the transitivity. So the third part for the R1 is transitivity. Now how will I be able to check transitive relation? Transitivity. All right. So in this I will be considering one particular example to disprove it. So I will take 1 comma 3. Now 1 comma 3 belongs to the relation R1. Do you think that? Yes. Now I am considering 3 comma 16. 3 comma 16 belongs to the relation R1. Yes. If A comma B is a part of relation, B comma C is part of relation, then A comma C should also be the part of relation. That is why from here 1 comma 16, do you think that 1 minus 16 should be between minus 13 and plus 13? No. So this particular is not belonging to the relation R1. So we will write here non-transitive. since it is non-transitive, so will I tell this relation R1 to be equivalence? No, I cannot tell it to be equivalence. So that is why I am writing not an equivalence relation, not an equivalence relation. So this is the interference that we have created for the relation R1. I hope you are able to understand this. Is this clear to everyone in the class? Okay, so yes, Vikash, you are absolutely right that this is non-transitive. So that is why this is not an equivalence relation. Let us apply a normal bracket because we are actually mentioning inequality over here. So let us apply a normal bracket because I have removed the modulus and created the inequality both the sides. I hope you are able to understand how we are not considering this R1 to be not an equivalence relation. Now let us talk about the relation R2. In the relation R2, that A minus B modulus should not be 13. So A minus B modulus should not be 13. Okay, this is the relation R2. So very first part is reflexivity. So do you think that this is reflexive? Let us take A comma A. If I take A comma A, so A minus A modulus is not 13. Yes, it is true. 0 is not equals to 13. So this is reflexive. Second is symmetric. If I want to check for symmetric, that means I want to write if A comma B is part of the relation R2, then B comma A should also be the part of the relation R2. And definitely we can observe that A minus B modulus, if it is not 13, then B minus A also will be not 13. Yes, because A minus B modulus and B minus A modulus both are same. Now I want to give one example for transitivity. If I want to disprove, so in that case I want to produce one example for that. So in this particular situation, how we can produce the example? Suppose if I take 1 comma 4. So do you think that 1 comma 4 belongs to this relation? Yes, because 1 minus 4 is not equals to 13. So that is why it belongs to relation. Now 4 comma 14. Do you think that 4 comma 14 belongs to this relation? Yes, because 4 minus 14 is not 13. So if A is related to B and B is related to C, then A should also be related to C. Now let us check for 1 comma 14. Do you think that 1 comma 14 is part of the relation? No. That means it is not a transitive relation. Are you able to understand, guys, why it is not a transitive? Because if I subtract 1 and 14 and take an absolute value of it, then it should not be 13 according to this relation. But here it is coming 13. So that is why it is non-transitive. That is why it is non-transitive. And since it is non-transitive, therefore I cannot consider relation R2B to be equivalence relation. So this is not an equivalence relation. So neither R1 is equivalence relation nor R2 is equivalence relation. Hence neither R1 nor R2 is an equivalence relation. B option will be the final answer. Sir, here coincidentally the font of only B is also bolder in the comparison. Okay. So Yash Pandey, you have given the right answer B. And definitely B option will be the final answer. Are you all able to understand how I have done the solution? I can see many of the students are live right now, but they're not putting the comment in the comment section. Can you please tell me, are you able to understand this or not? Just say yes or no. Just say yes or no. All right. Yash Pandey says yes. I'm waiting for other. All right. So we are moving ahead to the next problem. Let us talk about a set A which consists of a partition, combination of the partitions A1, union A2, union A3 up till union AK. And in between, if I take the common part between the partitions, so these are disjoint partitions. Disjoint. Do you know what are disjoint partitions? So disjoint partitions are those partitions that do not have anything common. So let us talk about A1. Then it is A2 and then it is A3 and then it is A4 and combinedly this is a set A. So set A, if I take the union of these four, then I'll get the set A. Moreover, there is nothing common between If I consider A1 with A2, A1 intersection A3, A1 intersection A4, so there will be nothing common between these partitions. So that is why A1 intersection AJ, AI intersection AJ is phi for I not equals to J. Okay, so I not equal to J means if you take the intersection of A1 with A1, then definitely the result will be A1. But if you take the intersection of A1 with A2, then you will find the answer as phi. That is why it is mentioned I not equal to J. Now here I should be greater than 1 and J should be less than K, because the maximum partitions that you are creating is K. So in this particular relationship, I should be greater than 1. Here 1 is the minimum number of the partition, that is A1. One partition you will definitely create. And J should be less than K. So the maximum partitions we are creating K partitions over here. Now define the relation R from A to A, and there is a relation R over here. In this it is clearly mentioned that R is an ordered pair where Y belongs to AI if and only if X belongs to AI and I is in the interval 1 to K. Okay, so what does it mean? It means that here it consists of an ordered pair, and in this ordered pair there are two elements X comma Y, and in this particular X comma Y, if Y I am considering AI, then X should also be the part of AI. X should also be the part of AI. If Y belongs to the set AI, then X should also belongs to the set AI. Then definitely which of the following will be correct? We need to check for reflexivity, we need to check for symmetricity, we need to check for transitivity. Moreover, we can also state for the equivalence relation. Now we can take one example to just explain you. Suppose we have a set A which consists of three elements. Okay, I'm just taking a simple example. Okay, now I'm doing the partitions of it. A1, then I'm taking A2, and then I'm taking A3. Okay, so A1 will consist of 1, A2 will consist of 2, A3 will consist of 3. Suppose. Now I want to write the relation R. In the relation R, if I am writing an ordered pair X comma Y, suppose I am taking the element from A1. Suppose Y I am taking from element from A1. So X should also be the part of A1. So 1 comma 1 will be formed because of this A1. If Y I am taking from A2, so X should also be from A2. If Y I am taking from A3, so X should also be from A3. So this is the relation R according to these partitions. Now I am taking another example. Suppose I have a set A in which I am writing 1, 2, 3. Okay. Now I am splitting it into three partitions, A1, A2, A3. In this particular partitions, what we are observing, in this particular A1, suppose I am writing 1, 2, 3 as a whole, and in A2 I am writing empty, and A3 I am writing empty. So do you think that A1 union A2, A union A3 is equals to A? Absolutely, A1 union A2 is equals to A1 union A2 union A3 is equals to A. Do you think that there is nothing common between these? Yes, there is empty set common between these. Now, if I want to take the relation R, so in this particular case, if Y is from A1, then X is also from A1. So I can take 1 comma 1, I can take 2 comma 1, I can take 3 comma 1, because both Y and X are from the set A1. Moreover, if I am taking Y from A1 as 2, then X will be from the set A1 itself. That is 1 comma 2, that is 2 comma 2, and that is 3 comma 2. If I am considering Y as 3, then X can be 1. If I am considering Y as 3, then X can be 2. And if I consider Y as 3, then X will be 3. So these are all the elements which are the part of the relation according to the set A1. I cannot take any of the element from A2. I cannot take any of the element from A3 because A2 and A3 are the empty sets. So these are the relation that I am forming. Suppose in this example the relation was this, and in this example the relation is this. So in every example whichever I create, I'll observe that relation R is a equivalence relation. Relation R is a equivalence relation. So here also relation R is equivalence, and here also relation R is equivalence. So that is why option number D, equivalence relation, will be the final answer for this particular answer. Are you all able to understand how we got the option D as a final response for this solution? If you are able to understand that our relation is a equivalence relation, then we can go ahead for the next question. Moreover, I also want that you should put some comments in the comment section. Please put some comments in the comment section. I'm waiting for your response. Moving ahead to the next question. Here we go to the another question. Let AB and PQ be two vertical poles 160 meter apart from each other. Let C be the midpoint of BQ. So here in this particular problem, what we are observing, this is a question from the height and distance. Please observe this question. This is a base. This is a tower AP and this is a tower PQ. AB and PQ be the two vertical poles 160 meter apart. So the length of BQ is 160 meter. Next, let C be the midpoint of B and Q. C here is the midpoint. Next, which are feet of these two poles? These are the feet of the poles. They are 90 degree. Okay, they are standing vertically. Let pi by 8 and theta be the angles of elevation from C to P. So from C to P, I am writing pi by 8. And theta be the angle of elevation from C to P as well as C to A. So this will be theta. Now, if the height of the pole PQ is twice the height of the pole AB, height of the pole PQ is twice, suppose this is H, then this will become 2H. Alright. So, tan square theta value we need to determine in this particular question. So, how will I be able to get the value of tan square theta? Do you know guys what is pi by 8? Pi by 4 is 45 and pi by 8 is half of it, that is 22.5. And do you know what is the value for tan 22.5? Yes, it is root 2 minus 1. Okay, so in this particular triangle, I'll be applying the tan theta. Since it was a midpoint, so therefore this length is 80 and this length will also be 80. I hope you understood the concept, why it is 80. Now I'm talking about PCQ triangle. So in triangle PCQ, so in this triangle, let us apply the formula tan pi by 8. That is equals to perpendicular upon base, opposite side upon adjacent side, that is 2h upon 80. So I am writing here 2h over 80. Tan pi by 8 is root 2 minus 1. Here we have 2h over 80 which is equals to h over 40. Now let us write the value of h, which is equals to 40 times root 2 minus 1. This will give me a value of h. I hope you are able to understand this. Now let us talk about this triangle, that is ABC. So in triangle ABC, alright. So in this triangle ABC, we are writing the value of tan theta as h over 80. So I am writing here tan theta as h over 80. Alright, is this clear to you? Now we already have the value of h with us. And that value of h will be 40 times root 2 minus 1. And this is being divided by 80. So this becomes root 2 minus 1 upon 2. Now they are asking us to get the value of tan square theta. So definitely I will square both the sides. It will be 1 by 4. Then root 2 minus 1 square will be a square plus b square minus 2ab. So this will give me the answer 3 minus 2 root 2 divided by 4. Now 3 minus 2 root 2 divided by 4 is given to us in the C option. That is why C option will be the final answer. Guys, do you want to ask anything from this solution? This solution is very easy. If you want to ask anything from this solution, you may ask. Else we can go ahead for the next question. So these are the questions which already been asked in the JEE Mains in some of the previous years, and definitely these type of questions are always asked in your examinations also. Okay, these type of questions are always asked in your examination. So I would recommend you always to make sure that whenever there is a question of height and distance, so please be alert for solving that question. Okay, Vikas says chat is slow. Okay. So why do you consider that chat is slow? Sir, AB upon PQ tan theta pi by 4. We can take it directly too. Yes, absolutely we can take it directly. Both have the same basis. Absolutely, we can take that also. Yes, Yash Pandey, you are absolutely right. Now moving ahead to the next. From the base of the pole of height 20 meter, the angle of elevation of the top of the tower is 60 degree. So in this particular question, what we need to do, from the base of the pole of the height 20 meter. So let us draw a pole, and this pole is having a height 20 meter. Alright. So in this particular case, the angle of elevation of the top of the tower, here I am writing tower, and from this base the angle of elevation is 60 degree. So I am writing here 60 degree. I hope you are able to understand. The pole subtends an angle 30 degree. So this is a pole, and this angle which is subtending at the top of the tower, this pole is subtending 30 degree. Then the height of the tower is what? So they are talking about this h. They want this h. So how to get the value of h? Can you please help me out? Can you please try to do this question? So in this particular case, what we can do, if I know this is 60 degree, this is 90, and this will also become 30 degree. So I want to get the value of h from here. I do not have the base. Now I have the length 20. So I'm just drawing a parallel to the base. Okay. So here also I'll find that this particular length will be 20. Alright. So let us assume this particular length as x, so that the total length will become 20 plus x. Now how to get the value of x? Since we know that in this above triangle, this is 60 and this is 90, so this angle will become 30 in that situation. Okay, so I will be using this particular triangle and this triangle to get the base and height relationship. How will I be able to get this? So in this particular triangle and in this particular triangle, either it is smaller triangle or it is bigger triangle, base is exactly same. So if I apply the concept of tan 30 over here, so here it is tan 30, which is equals to x upon b. Alright, and here it is tan 60, which is equals to x plus 20 over b. From both these situations, I can observe, I can get the value of b from here. So here we are observing that b is root 3x, and here we are observing that b is x plus 20 over root 3. Now in this situation, I will just compare these two values, that root 3x will be equals to x plus 20 over root 3, and in this case it will be very easy for me to get the value of x. Hence the value of x will be 10 in this situation, and as soon as I get the value of x as 10, yes, we can make this equation directly. Alright, and as soon as we get the value of x as 10, then it is very easy for us to write the height. So it will be 30. I hope you are able to understand. Yes, Yash Pandey, you are giving the right answer and the right way to attempt the question in the JEE, because actually we need to save our time in the JEE examination, and hence you are giving us the very short trick to attempt these type of questions. But since I want to explain all my viewers that how and which concept am I applying over here, so that is why I am writing the solution completely over here. Now let us pick up some questions from the chapter mathematical reasoning. So that mathematical reasoning also will help you a lot. Now the number of choices of this delta. Okay, a delta symbol is given to you and you have and symbol, or symbol, imply symbol, double implies. These are the symbols that you can pick up instead of delta, such that this particular expression is given to you, that P delta Q. So wherever you will take this delta, you need to take in a same way, implies P delta negation Q and or, and this is negation P and delta is a tautology. So this is a question given to you and you need to answer it accordingly. Okay, so this is the expression which is given you, and this is given to you as this is a tautology. Now how will you be choosing the operators instead of delta? Now the very first thing is you need to make sure that there is an implication written over here. And do you know guys, only in this particular situation, true implies false, the result will be false. Only in this particular situation we are getting the result false in case of single implication. Okay, else in every other case we are getting the result true. So T implies T is also true, F implies T is also true, and F implies F is also true. So every situation has the truth value T except the T implies F situation. Only this situation is false. That means if this result is tautology, so this particular condition will not be generated. Are you able to understand how to actually think about the approach that we need to use for solving these type of questions? So only this situation makes the result false, else every situation gives the result as truth. Now in this situation, this particular element should not be false when this is true. So if this is true, so this should not be false, okay. So if this is true, then this should not be false. We need to make sure of this case, okay. Now how will I be able to think about it? Let us consider one of the operators, suppose OR operator, because OR operator gives us a true result many of the times, okay. So I am observing that, so if I consider delta as OR here also and here also and here also, okay. So first of all, let me think about it. Can I simplify it if I consider OR? So here in the right hand side we will have P OR negation Q, then OR, then negation P OR Q. Okay, so P OR negation P, that will give me a result tautology, because I am combining P and negation P. Then Q and negation P, I am generating a tautology. So truth value union truth value, it will be truth value. So that means if I keep OR over here, so definitely this will always be true. And definitely if this will always be true, so whatever this expression, whatever, either it is true or it is false, if this is every time true, so this result will always be a tautology. Hence, this operator is acceptable. That means OR operator is acceptable. Are you able to understand this or not? How I consider to be OR operator to be acceptable. Now we will be checking the options. In the option they have told us number of choices, and 1, 2, 3, 4 are the options given to you. Okay, but you need to make sure that one response we already got. Now let us check for other. If I take AND operator, in case of AND operator, this result can be false depending on the value of P and Q. If among P and Q, if one of the relationship, suppose this is also false and this is also false, so this result can become false. So we need to consider an AND operator or not. Let us check that. Okay, so in this particular situation, suppose if I consider P as true and Q as true, okay, and I am using the AND operator, so in this particular situation this will become true, and in this particular situation P and negation Q will become false. Negation P and Q will become false, and false or false will not be a tautology, this will be a false. So true implies false will not become tautology. So that is why this cannot be taken. In the same way, I will be checking for implication also. Instead of this delta, if I imply implication, that is a single implication which is written in the third option, okay. So if I take the implication P implies Q, and here P implies negation Q, and here negation P implies Q, and there is a union in between that, so this particular result will become a tautology. You can check for it. So that is why there are two choices that makes this result, this expression as a tautology. Hence B option will be the final answer for this question. Are you guys able to understand? This is the highest level of the question that can be asked from the topic mathematical reasoning, for which you require the efforts and the thinking to do the question. Else in every other case you will be directly able to solve the questions from the mathematical reasoning. Moving ahead to the next question. Here is another question written in front of you, and you need to check whichever option is the final answer. Consider the following statement. A statement is Rishi is a judge. B statement is Rishi is honest. C is Rishi is not arrogant. Then the negation of the statement. Please make a mark of this negation. Generally students forgot to write this negation. They do not consider negation. Okay, so let us write negation. And Rishi is a judge and he is a honest. So A, Rishi is a judge and he is a honest. He is not arrogant, sorry. Rishi is a judge and he is not arrogant. He is not arrogant is written in C. So A and C implies then he is honest, implies B. So I want to write the negation of this statement. So how will I be able to write the negation of this statement? So how to proceed with this question? Guys, do you know if there is an implication statement given to you that is P implies Q, so that is logically equivalent to negation P or Q. So P implies Q is logically equivalent to negation P or Q. I'll be using this result in this particular question. A and C implies B is given to you. So that is logically equivalent to negation of A and C, and there will be in between or B. And I need to write the negation of it. Now I will be applying the De Morgan law in it. If I apply the De Morgan law, negation of negation will become A and C, and here negation of B will appear, and this OR operator will be converted to AND operator. Now look into the options. In the option B, what we will observe, there is negation of B, then AND operator, and there is A intersections A and C, so A and C. So this particular negation of the given statement is given to you in the option B. That is why option B will be the final answer. Guys, are you able to understand how I am able to answer these type of questions? Do you have any confusion in these answers? If you have, please put a comment in the comment section and I'll be helping you out to clear all your doubts. If you do not have any problem, then we will be moving ahead. So we will be moving ahead for the next question. Here is another question written in front of you. There are two statements P1 and there is another statement P2. If the preposition P implies negation P or Q is evaluated as false. So this particular statement is evaluated as false, then they're talking about P1 and P2. So how to think about that? So let us try to draw the truth table of it. Here we have P, here we have Q. Now P can be false, Q can be false. P can be false, Q can be true. P can be true, Q can be false. And both can be true. P and Q both can be true. Now let us talk about negation P. If I write the value of negation P, false negation will be true. False negation will be true. True negation will be false. True negation will be false. This is negation P. Then it is negation P or Q. Negation P or Q. In this particular situation, true or false, it will be true. Then true or true, it will be true. F or F, it will be F itself. And F or T, it will be true. I hope you are able to understand how I have written negation P or Q. Next it is P implies negation P or Q. So in this particular situation, if I write P implies negation P or Q, so F implies T, F implies T, T implies F. So T implies F will only give me F and T implies T. So in every other case, I will get T. So this is the only case when we are getting the result of this expression as false. This is the only case. And this case is when P is true and when Q is false. So P is true and Q is false. Now let us put the value of P and Q over here. It is P is true and negation Q will be true, and true implies true will be true, and if I want to take the negation, it will be false. So P1 preposition will be false. Okay. Now if I talk about P2, in case of P2, P is true, negation Q will become true, and operator in between them, it is true, and there is a and. Here we have negation P is false, or operator, then false. False or false will become false. False is taken and with true, so the result will be false. So this preposition is also false. That means P1 is also false, P2 is also false if this result is false. So that is why B option, P1 is false. Both P1 and P2. C option, both P1 and P2 are false is the right answer in this question. So those marathons were scheduled when they will be occurring, and when will sir resume classes? Okay, sir, those marathons were scheduled when they will be occurring, and when will sir resume the classes? Are you talking about the Anshul sir? Okay, if you are talking about the Anshul sir is on the leave. Until he is on the leaves, I am taking these classes, and today in this particular lecture we are discussing the topics sets, relations and functions, mathematical reasoning, heights and distances, and statistics questions. Okay, so I'm just continuing the marathon that we have started with the PowerUp JEE series, and you can have the glimpse of the lectures that I have conducted. And if you face any of the problem in these particular questions that I'm discussing it with you, you can put your comments in the Telegram group of ours. Okay, so let us move ahead. If you are able to understand the solution of this question, so we are moving ahead to the next solution. Here is another question in front of you, and in this particular question we are observing that the negation of the Boolean expression, there is a Boolean expression given to you, is logically equivalent to which of the following options. So mostly insane, will you try to attempt this question by your own? Negation of the Boolean expression. Here is a Boolean expression given to you and we need to take the negation of it. So how will I be able to write the answer for this question? So the very first thing is make the truth table and go ahead. And the second is apply the algebra of the statements of the operators, and then you will be able to get the answer. So full maths revision was about to happen. I'm talking about that. So basically mostly insane. Full maths revision is only going on. We are picking up chapter wise chapter, unit wise unit in this particular series, and hence we are actually taking the revision of all the topics. So you can watch our existing lectures on our YouTube. Most of the lectures have been conducted by Anshul sir, and from the last 2 or 3 days I am taking up or I am continuing with this series. And you will find that there is no chapter which is remaining in our lectures. So we have picked up most important questions from every chapter and trying to discuss with you in the PowerUp JEE series. So the name of the series which you are talking about is the PowerUp JEE series, and in this series we are trying to cover up each and every chapter's important questions. Okay, now if you have any doubt related to any of the chapter or any of the concept, so you can just put your comments in the comment section, and we as a teacher of Infinity Learn, either Anshul sir or me, will definitely bring you a video for those concepts, or will try to explain you in the live class itself. Okay, so don't worry about that, mostly insane. Follow these lectures of the PowerUp JEE. You will find various important illustration in these lectures, and once you are able to do all these illustrations, you will be able to grab all the concepts of these chapters. So this is a quick revision series going on, where in a 1.5 hour of lecture, we are picking up few chapters and we are discussing the questions of those chapters. Is that clear to you, mostly insane? Okay. Now the negation of this particular statement, I want to get it from here. And how will I be able to do this question? Yes, you have given the answer. Now let us see what should be the answer. So here, one of the logic that I will be using here is P implies Q. So P implies Q will be negation P or Q. This logic I need to use. How will I be able to use this logic? So in this particular statement, suppose this is P and this is Q. So first of all, I will be writing negation of P, and in between there is a OR operator, and the second statement will be written as it is OR Q. Now let us apply the De Morgan law in the left part. So here if I apply the De Morgan law, negation of negation Q will become Q, negation of P will be negation P, this AND operator will be converted to OR operator. Okay, here it is OR and it is negation P and then it is OR Q. I hope you are able to understand. So here we have OR, here we have OR. Now what we can see here, that Q or negation P or negation P, and here we have Q with us. So what we can observe from here, in this particular situation, I can write negation P or negation P as negation P, Q or Q as Q itself. Now according to this, you might be wondering that in the option A, it is P implies Q. But there is a mistake that you have committed. The mistake is we need to take the negation of this Boolean expression, and you have only solved this expression. You haven't taken the negation of this. So finally you need to apply a negation also to this. Okay, if you apply a negation also to this, it will become P, then it is negation Q, and this OR operator will be converted to what? AND operator. So this is basically C option, which is negation of P implies Q. So C option will be the final answer for this question. Mostly insane and Yash Pandey, are you both able to understand how we got the C response for this question? Okay, I forgot to write negation. Yes, this is a major mistake that students generally commit in solving the questions, and these type of mistakes are done by a various amount of people in the while writing the examination. Okay, so you need to make sure, yes, you need to make sure there are keywords given to you in the question. One of the keyword that I discussed in the before, that is not. Which of the following statement is not true? So whenever not is written, you need to search for those statement that mean that are false, but already you are searching for true statement. At that time you can commit an error. In this particular statement also, where there is a negation written, so you can commit error in this type of questions also. Okay, so please make sure to read the question carefully, because these are the golden chapters, and the questions from these golden chapters should not be missed and should not be incorrect. Always you should secure 100% marks while attempting the questions of these golden chapters. Okay, moving ahead to the next question. Here we have a symbol delta as well as this symbol, and this belongs to AND operator OR operator. Be such that there is a statement given to you, P inverse delta implies P inverse Q, inverse delta Q, and then we have inverse delta, and then it is R, and this is a tautology. So this is a tautology given to you. So whenever a tautology is given to you, you need to search for it. Search for the reverse process. Okay, how it is coming tautology. You need to think about it. Okay, so basically this is a implication statement. Okay, and in the implication statement you should always consider that if it is true, then it should not be false. It should not be false. Are you able to understand? Because T implies false will give me a result false. Else in every other case I will always get a result true. Every other case, in case of implication, I will get result true. If it is true, then it should not be false. We always need to consider this case whenever the entire expression is given to you as a tautology. So how you will be making this true? Okay, suppose you consider a OR operator. Okay, or let us talk about if you consider a AND operator. So this particular statement will only be true when P is true and this is also true. So I am considering this inverse delta as AND operator. So here also we have inverse delta, here also we have inverse delta, and here also I am writing the AND operator, here also I am writing the AND operator. Do you think that for every PQR, this is a tautology? If I consider this to be an AND operator, do you think that for every PQR this will never become false? Yes, if R is false, then this can become false in case of a AND operator. That is why if I consider this inverse delta as AND operator, so either if I take P and Q both true, then also due to this R, if R is false, so the entire result will become false, and T implies F will not be a tautology that will give you a false. So that is why AND operator cannot be taken. AND operator is eliminated from the response. Now let us consider the OR operator. So if I consider this to be a OR operator, so OR operator, if I consider OR operator, so there are many cases of considering the OR operator and getting the result true over here. Okay, so T or T will give me a result T. T or F will give me a result T. F or T will give me a result T. So we have three cases for P and Q to make this statement true. For these three cases, if I write all the three cases over here, T, T, F or F, T. So it will be independent of R, because among P or Q, we are getting at least one T that will make the entire statement tautology if I consider OR operator in place of this inverse delta. That is why OR operator, here OR operator should be considered. Okay, so here OR operator should be considered. Now if I consider here OR operator, let us define this delta operator also. So because we, among the options what we need to consider, here this particular statement is logically equivalent to which of the following option, and the option also consists of delta operator, and this is inverse delta operator. Okay, so how will I be able to consider this? So in this particular situation, I am able to get this delta as OR operator. Okay. Now I want to consider for AND. So there are two choices for AND. Either I will be considering AND as or I will be considering this delta as AND operator. So there are two cases. So I will follow up these two cases. I'll write the value of this delta. First of all, I'll take the value of delta as OR. In the second case, I'll take the value of delta as AND, and I'll check for these options. I'll observe that here it is P or Q. And here if I take OR, so the very first statement will become P or Q or Q. P or R or Q. So if I take OR over here in both these places, so the first option will be the final answer. Are you able to understand how I am making the first option to be the final answer? But if you make AND over here, then you will apply the distributive property and you will find that it is matching up with neither of the options given to you. That is why A option will be the final answer, and you will get this A option only when you consider this delta as OR operator and inverse delta as OR operator. Are you able to understand how we got the answer of this question? This was quite confusing question, but whenever we have a questions of implication and it is given to you and implication statement is tautology, so definitely you need to search for this case. If you are considering this is true, then this should not be false, because T implies F is false. This case should not be there in any of the situation. Only this thing you need to consider in a statement of implication if it is given to you as tautology. Are you able to understand? Have you learnt the concepts from me using this question? Say yes or no. These are very important questions that I have taken from the chapter mathematical reasoning. Usually the questions that are being asked in the mathematical reasoning chapter, they are quite a low level question, and these are the questions which are a good one. Okay, so that is why I have picked up those questions in which I can make you remember the concepts. Okay, here also R is from the set P, Q, negation P, negation Q be such that the logical statement R OR operator negation P implies P and Q or R is a tautology. So here also it is written a tautology. Now you might be able to do this question by yourself. So R is equals to what? Will R be equal to P? Will R be equal to Q? Will R be equal to negation P, or will R be equal to negation Q? So they are asking about this. So if I make this true, then this should not be false. Should not be false. Okay. How can I make this true? I can make this true if I take R as negation P or R as P. In both the cases, I can make this true. Okay. Do you think that negation P will always be true? No. Negation P or negation P will always not true. But if I take P, then definitely P or negation P will always be true. Okay. So I'm just considering the value of R as P. Here also if I write the value of R as P, suppose if I write the value of R as P. In this particular situation, if I write the value of R as P, then P and Q is written over here, and this P and Q is taken OR operator with P. So if I take P and Q or P, then the result will be P itself. And this depends on the value of P over here. Okay. So that is why P can be true also and P can be false also. So that is why R is equals to P I am not considering over here. Now this particular option I am not considering. This is eliminated because in this particular case left hand part is true always if I consider R as P, but the right hand part is depending upon the value of P, and the right hand part can be false also. So true implies false condition can be generated. That is why it will not be a tautology in every situation. Okay, they are really the best from those usually in zone में ही stuck हो जाता हूँ. Yes, Yash Pandey. Okay, thank you. Now let us consider Q. If I consider Q, then also this will not become tautology. You can check for the truth table also. In the C option, if you consider negation P, suppose you consider R as negation P. So negation P or negation P, that will give you a negation P result. And here if you consider R as negation P, it will be P and Q. Then here it is, there is a OR operator in between, and there it is negation P over here. So P and Q, then OR operator in between, and then it is negation P. So here if you consider, I want to make it true. If I want to make it true, I will be considering P as false. Okay. So if I consider P as false, so negation P will be true, and due to this true, whatever it be, the result will always be true. It will never become false. So for making this true, this will never become false. That is why this will always be a tautology. Hence, C option will be the final answer. So that is why R, instead of R, we just need to replace negation P. Are you all able to understand how we got the C response? Okay, Yash Pandey, thank you so much. You have given the right answer. That is C option will be the final answer. Moving ahead to the next question, there is a Boolean expression, and that Boolean expression is equivalent to what? So let us try to get the answer of this. It is written as negation, then it is P and Q, and here we have OR Q. Let us try to simplify this. Let us open up this. It will be negation P, negation Q. Instead of R, and it will be converted to OR, and here it is negation Q. Here it is Q. So it will be negation P or negation Q or Q. Let us combine these two. So if I take Q or negation Q, this will become always true. And here we have negation P or true. Negation P or true will give me a result true. So this particular statement is equivalent to which of the following statement? So we need to check that which of the following statement among all these is always true. So we will observe that if I am taking P as true over here, so this particular statement is always giving me T implies T, that is T over here. So this is also tautology, and this is also tautology. If I want to make this P as true, so here we are getting the result always true. And if I make this P as false, so false implies false and false implies true will both the case give me a true result. Hence this is also tautology, this is also tautology. Therefore this given statement will be equivalent to the D option. Hence D option will be the final answer. You can check for the other statements also, but here in this question D option will be the final answer. Moreover, this question can be done with the help of making the truth tables. You can make the truth table, you'll find tautology. You can make the truth table of all these, you can find one of the option D option as a tautology. Hence D option will be the final answer over here. Let us move to one of the questions which belongs from the chapter statistics. Okay, so will you try to do this question? Will you try to do this question? Yash Pandey, will you try to do this question? I will be giving you a short trick also. If the mean deviation about the mean from the numbers, natural number 1 to n, okay, mean deviation about the mean of the natural numbers 1 to n, where n is a odd, is given to you as 5 times n plus 1 upon n, then the value of n is equals to what? So this belongs from the chapter statistics. And how will I be able to solve this? So mean deviation about mean will be equals to n square minus 1 upon 4n. I hope you are able to understand this. Now mean deviation about mean will be n square minus 1 upon 4n, and this is equals to 5 times n plus 1, and this is whole divided by n. Now let us try to simplify this. Here n and n, both the sides, it is getting cancelled. I am taking this 4 to the right hand side. This is a formula that you need to remember. This is a short trick. Okay, so n square minus 1 will be 20 times n plus 1. So here it will be n square minus 1, which is 20n plus 20. So n square minus 20n minus 21 will be 0. So here we can write minus 20n. So I'll be splitting into two factors. One of the factor will be n minus 21 and the second factor will be n plus 1. Now the value of these two factors will be, one of the value of n will be 21 and one of the value of n will be minus 1. So n is equals to minus 1 we cannot take because these are the set of natural numbers, this will reject, and n is equals to 21 will give me the final answer. So you need to, sir, can we try taking n as 5 since no restriction, then using these condition we can determine. Yes, you can take the value of n as 5 and you can try to get the answer, but here you need to get the value of n. Okay, if you need to get the value of n, so that in that situation you cannot consider it. Okay, if a particular equation is given to you in this way, this would have been an identity. This would have been an identity. Identity means an expression which is always true for every value of n. But in this particular case, this is not an identity. This is not an identity. This will be true for a particular value of n, and that particular value of n they are asking for. Okay, so that is why you cannot take the value of n as 5. Okay, suppose for generalized n, these two expressions are given to you equal, then you might have considered. Okay, Yash Pandey, are you able to understand it or not? So do you got the difference between when to consider n as 5 and when not to consider? They are asking you the value of n, so you cannot consider the value of n as 5 in this particular question. I hope you understood the concept that we have used for attempting this question. So that is why we are moving ahead to the next question. There are some numbers given to you, a, b, 8, 5, 10, and the mean of these 5 numbers, a plus b plus 8 plus 5 plus 10, and these are the 5 numbers, the mean of these numbers are given to you 6, and their variance is sigma square, that is given to you as 6.8. Now if m is the mean deviation of the numbers about the mean, so this is a capital M which is giving me the value of mean deviation about the numbers about the mean, then they are asking us to get the value of 25m. So how will I be able to get it? So here we have a plus b, then we have 8 plus 5 which is 13, 13 plus 10 it is 23, and here we have 6 into 5 which is 30. Now let us take this 23 to the right hand side. It will be a plus b which is 30 minus 23, that will give you a number 7. So the value of a plus b will be equals to 7 in this case. I hope you understood how we get a plus b. Now we know that the sum of these two numbers will be 7. Let us take the help of variance also. Variance means mean of squares. So it will be a square, then it will be b square, then it will be 8 square, then it will be 5 square, and then it will be 10 square. So mean of squares minus square of mean. So what is the mean of this data? Mean of the data is 6. This is given to you as the variance, that is 6.8. Now solving this, I will be able to generate the value of a square plus b square. So if I try to solve this expression, you can use the calculation part, you can self solve it the calculation part, and you will be able to get the value of a square plus b square as 25. Now a plus b is 7 and a square plus b square is 25. So there are two possibilities. The first possibility is a is 4 and b is 3. And the second possibility is a is 3 and b is 4. Okay. Now these are the a and b which are given to you. Now the mean deviation of the numbers about the mean and 25m, 25 times the value we need to determine. So let us consider this condition. Okay. So the numbers will be 4, 3, 4, 3, then it is 8, 5, and then it is 10. And I want to get the mean deviation about the mean, and mean is given to you as 6. So how to calculate the mean deviation about the mean? So first of all, I will calculate the value of xi minus x bar. So 4 minus 6 will give me a value that is 2. I need to take the modulus of it. Then 3 minus 6 it will be 3, 8 minus 6 will be 2, 5 minus 6 it will be 1, 10 minus 6 it will be 4. So these are the deviations about mean, and let us take the mean of it, and this is the value of capital M. Once we got the value of capital M, we need to multiply it by 25 to actually find the value of 25m. So here 5 and 5, it is 5. 5 times the sum of these values. 4 plus 1, 5. 5 plus 2, 7. 7 plus 3, 10. 10 plus 2, 12. And 12 into 5 will give me a result 60. So mean deviation about mean will give me a result that is 60, and 60 is given to us in the A option. That is why A option will be the final answer. Order would not create any big impact over here. Yes, in this particular solution, order 3 or 4 or 4 or 3 will not create any particular concept changes in this particular question. Okay, you can take the answer using this also, or you can take the answer using this also. But wherever it is creating an impact, at that time we need to consider both these cases. Okay, so that is why I have written both the cases, but in this particular question we will be solving this with one of the part only. I hope you are able to understand. Yes, and yes, you have also given the right answer. Moving ahead to the next question. Here is another question right in front of you. I want you to try this question. The mean and standard deviation of 50 observation. This is the mean given to you, and this is the sigma given to you. If it is found that one incorrect observation was taken such that the sum of correct and incorrect statement is 70. Suppose the first one is the incorrect. Okay, so this first one was incorrect. Incorrect was first one, and replacing it with correct, it is x1 dash. So x1 dash will become the correct statement, correct value. So it was found that one incorrect observation was taken and such that the sum of the correct and incorrect observation is 70. So here we have x1, then we have x1 dash. The sum of these two is 70. If the correct mean is 16, then the correct variance is equals to what? So let us first of all check for the incorrect mean. In the incorrect mean, we are considering x1, x2, x3 up till x50, and this is divided by 50, and here we have the result as 15. So the sum of all the observations will be 15 times 50, that is 750. Now in case of incorrect, so in case of incorrect, we are dealing with x1 dash up till x50, and this is divided by 50. The new mean will become 16. In this particular result, what we are observing, that here we have x1 to x2 plus x3. So here we have the summation of x as 800. So in these two cases, if I subtract both of these, equation number 1 and equation number 2, so I will be observing that x1 dash minus x1 will give me a value 50 on subtracting second equation from the first equation. I already have one relation that x1 dash plus x1 is equals to 70. I have another relation that x1 dash minus x1 is equals to 50. Let us try to add these two. So I got the incorrect observation as 60. This is the incorrect observation, and I got the, this is the correct observation. Now let us try to write the incorrect one. So incorrect one will become 10. This is incorrect. I hope you are able to understand. So that means we have considered 10, but we should have considered 60. I hope you are able to understand how I have written this. Now what will be the difference? So they are asking us to get the correct variance. Incorrect variance was 4, and they are asking you to get the correct variance. Okay, so how to do this? Let us talk about the incorrect variance first of all. In case of incorrect variance, variance formula is x1 square, x2 square up till x50 square whole divided by 50 minus square of mean. Mean was originally 15 in the case of incorrect data, and this is given to you as 4. So I got the value of summation of xi square upon 50 as 225 plus 4, that is 229. So I got the value of summation of xi square as 229 into 5, that is 50. This is the incorrect data which is written in front of you. Now let us correct this data. In this data, what is the problem? So we have taken 10 square, but we should have taken 60 square. So 10 square is what? 100. And 60 square is what? It is 3600. So there is a difference of 3500. So in the correct sigma square, in the correct sigma xi square, we should have considered one extra 3500 so as to make the correct sum. Now the variance correct will be summation of xi square whole divided by 50 minus mean square. Mean is 16. So here summation of xi square will become 229. I am not doing the calculation part, but I am giving you the concept clearly. This whole is divided by 50 and it is subtracted by 16 square. So this will give you a final answer. Are you all able to understand? These variety are procedural but sometimes get quite lengthy and chances of calculation or error occurs. Yes, Yash Pandey. But if you try to solve many questions, so you'll find that these type of questions only requires the efforts in the calculation, else concept wise these problems are very easy. So make a practice of the calculations and then you will be able to secure high marks in the questions from the chapter statistics. Are you able to understand, Yash, how we got this particular solution? Do you want to ask anything related to the solution? Is there anything that I want to explain you from this one? Yash Pandey. All right. So in this particular question, if I try to solve it, I'll be able to get the result as 43. So 43, C option will be the final answer. Solve it, you'll be able to get the 43. This is 50 given to you, okay? All right. I hope you understood each and every part of the solution which is given here. Now there are 2 or 3 questions left. 1 question, 2 question. Okay, 2 questions are left. Okay, so consider these 2 questions from the chapter statistics as your homework, and we will be meeting soon with a new topic in our live session on Monday. Monday is the last live session of this PowerUp series. So we have covered entire chapters in the PowerUp JEE series and we have tried to discuss a variety of questions from these chapters. Okay, so I hope you are able to understand everything which I had delivered to you. And moreover, I also expect a good result from you guys because you are actually preparing hard for your JEE Mains 2023 session 2. And I wish all the best for you, that you must come up with the flying colors, true colors, like after the JEE Mains April attempt. Okay, as soon as you come out of the center, you should be happy and you should be not feeling guilty of what preparation you have done throughout the year, and you should be well confident that you should be getting involved into the JEE Advanced preparation. So stay connected and all the best, bachcho, and wish you luck for your JEE Mains 2023 April attempt session 2. So thank you so much. I am going to end this session now.